I mean, it's not like the world is getting any less weird, so. It seems like year after year, the world just seems to get weirder and weirder. And because of that, lawmakers are forced to make increasingly strange laws in order to keep the human race's weirdness in order. So I've gathered the 10 strangest ones to share with you, and believe me, you're not ready for these. Here are the 10 craziest laws in the world, part 3. Number 10 is not visiting your parents in China. Good news for the lonely old people of China, your offspring are now forced to visit you. On July 1st, 2013, the elderly rights law came into effect in China, which states that grown-up children must visit their parents frequently. Isn't that exciting? The law was met with ridicule from many, mostly children who probably didn't want to visit mom and dad. Now, there's no set schedule for how often visits need to be, but the elderly rights law has already become useful in lawsuits filed against ungrateful kids. That's right, if you live in China, you can never fully leave the house. Isn't that exciting? Number 9 is unjust vexation in the Philippines. If you tend to stress people out or make them anxious, maybe don't go to the Philippines. A provision was put into the Philippines Revised Penal Code, declaring that unjust vexation is against the law in that country. Fines for doing so range from 5 to 200 pesos, and in some cases, jail time. Unfortunately, for anyone who finds themselves annoying someone, there's no clear definition for this law. This literally means that anyone who claims that they've been vexed could have the law on their side for a lawsuit. Hey John, I don't like your face, kind of annoying. Lawsuit! Number 8 is forgetting your wife's birthday in Samoa. Most married individuals will probably agree that no matter what country you happen to live in, forgetting your significant other's birthday will bring about severe punishment. But in the country of Samoa, doing so is actually illegal. There's a very real law that states that if a man forgets his wife's birthday, he's unwittingly committing a crime. There doesn't seem to be a law regarding women forgetting their husband's birthdays, though. You hear that, gentlemen? Next time you forget your wife's birthday, it's gonna cost you a lot more than just sleeping on the couch. Better get your bank account ready. Number 7 is no fake proposals in South Carolina. When someone proposes marriage in South Carolina in the US, they better mean it, as it's actually been made illegal to back out. According to this law, any male over 16 years old who uses the premise of marriage to seduce an unmarried woman and then fails to go through with it is guilty of a misdemeanor and, if convicted, could be given a fine as much as a full year in jail. In some cases, the man can avoid the sentence by simply marrying the woman. The choice is theirs. Hey lady, you looking fine. You wants to get married? Better come back to my place first. What? I actually have to go through with it. Okay, I'll see you later. No thanks. Number 6 is importing potatoes you suspect might be Polish in England and Wales. It's always good to know where your potatoes come from, but if you live in England or Wales, even suspecting that they might come from Poland forces you to take action. From a legal standpoint, passed in 2004, the Polish potatoes order makes it a crime to import into the countries of England or Wales any potatoes which you know or have reason to suspect come from Poland. Yeah, right, I'll have the chips, please. Unless they come from Poland. Literally, if you want Polish spuds, you have to write to an inspector at least 2 days prior to receiving them. It seems like a lot of work for some fries, or chips in their case. Number 5 is crushing a beer can with breasts in Australia. In June of 2009, Luana DeFavery, a 31-year-old barmaid in rural Western Australia, was issued a staggering fine for using her breasts to crush a beer can in a pub where she was contracted. Let me just recycle that for you. When she asked police what she had done wrong, she was told her actions drew too much attention to her sexuality, and that such things were illegal under Australian law. Yeah, you might want to keep that in mind next time you want to compact your recycling bill a bit. Number 4 is dying in Le Lavandou, France. In the year 2000, a law was passed in Le Lavandou, France that made dying illegal. The mayor of the commune claimed that the very real bylaw prohibiting death was a way of political revenge against the town being denied permission to create a new cemetery due to environmental concerns. He called it an absurd law to counter an absurd situation. Yes, I couldn't agree more. But if this sounds crazy to you, believe it or not, other places in France and in other parts of the world, dying has been made illegal, especially if you don't already have a burial plot paid for. Here's a practical question. How exactly do you enforce that law against someone that's dead? Like, do you dig them up and put handcuffs on them and going, okay, you got a trial and then we're gonna bury you again? It's morbid. Number 3 is having more than 2 vibrators in Arizona. If you live in the state of Arizona in the United States, you'd best keep a close eye on the number of pleasure toys you have in the house. That's because while having a single one in your home or even 2 of them is considered acceptable, the powers that be have made it a crime to own any more than that. It doesn't even seem to matter how many people are in the house that want to use them, as it's written 2 per house. That's right, having 2 or more of these items in your house can actually lead to being charged with criminal possession. Again, how do they enforce something like this? Do the police come through your door and be like, okay, I'm gonna look through your drawers now. Okay, is that a massager? Is that a back massager? Because if it's not, fine. Number 2 is farting after 6 p.m. on a Thursday in Florida. Considered one of Florida's silliest laws, and there are several, this law states that if you feel the need to break wind while out on the town, you'd better check both the clock and the calendar. That's because it's been declared illegal to fart after 6 p.m. on Thursdays. You can't make this stuff up. Luckily, this law is only in effect when the individual is in a public place, such as in a restaurant or at a park or walking in the streets. Exactly why this law exists is unclear, but if enforced, it could do a little to help the air quality. Seriously, all you Floridians, how many of y'all are farting out there? Y'all got some gas? Change your diet, people. And number 1 is handling a salmon in suspicious circumstances in Britain. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? Passed by Parliament in the United Kingdom in 1986, the Salmon Act contains one of the most ridiculous laws ever written. Section 32 of the Act declares that handling salmon in suspicious circumstances is illegal for any citizen, specifically in the countries of England and Wales. Oi, look at this salmon, it is just gonna be delicious, but you don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Apparently, the point of the law is to reduce the amount of poaching going on in regards to the fishing industry, and the maximum penalty for such handling is 2 years in jail. Well, be careful with how much fish you play with, because if it's creepy and unsettling, someone might call the police on you. That's my salmon. Yep, like I told you, this world just gets weirder and weirder. But if you want to learn more about craziest laws in the world, on your screen there will be a clickable link to part 1 and part 2. Trust me, it gets just as weird as this episode. You can also check out the links in the description. This world. I'll see you guys next time.